If I had a Dremel knockoff from Amazon, I'd use it in the morning. Anyway. I'm thinking of making my own Commodore SX64. Yeah, don't laugh, mate. Obviously, it's not going to look as good as a real SX64. Those things are beautiful. As Mike Brewer would say, beautiful. And there's a slight problem. Well, there's two problems with the SX64. One, cartridge slot is on the top, so you can't stick the monitor on it, which is a slight problem because I'm short of desk space. I probably need about 10 desks. I've got this one slightly crippled desk. Although structurally, as long as you don't move the desk, it'll be fine. However, I'm using two of the shelves for the bookshelf. I know that sounds weird. Two planks of wood to hold up that bit. And yeah. So there's that, and it doesn't have a cassette port, which is very important. Now, I always liked the Coleco Adam thing with the built-in cassette decks. Always wanted something like that. I actually wanted Coleco Adam as well. Mostly because of marketing bullshit. A C64 is a better machine. And I already had one, thank you. But obviously it's not going to look as nice. It's going to be like the Viper Mark II versus that stealth fighter they put together in the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. And we're going to have the PSU for the C64 in the case. Somehow. What's the matter, buddy? And that's where the Dremel would come in, and I'm not sure how I'd do an external keyboard. I would probably cut up an SX, no sorry, not an SX64, a 64C case. Yeah, that'd work. And we're just going to have thick wires going straight from one thing to the other, so we'll probably have to buy some sort of ribbon cable extension thing. So I do have some horribly yellowed 64Cs, at least one. However, I did paint two of them. This is the brown one, there's a silver one somewhere. And yeah, but that's not the miracle. Yes, you're going to witness a miracle today, and it's about 10 months until Christmas, so pretty spectacular. Madcommodore is doing it properly. The training wheels are coming off. Hang on, let me put the monitor in front of the door. Monitor in front of the door. We're going to do the review properly. We might as well put the safety guards properly. Yeah, you'll be alright for a bit in here, wouldn't you? And then we can have a shift change, buddy. So, I've actually been playing Sunburst. I do believe this is a budget game. I can't remember who did it now. Could be on the Racket label. So I had to work out how you play this game, so I had all the trainers on, and I finally worked it out. It's a bit, once you work out what it is, it's okay. It's not overly complex, but I've done it properly. So now we're going to be playing it with no trainer options on. Well, technically the trainer options are always on because it's a Hackersoft release. There you go. Right, now I did find another zip stick, and it's different to the one I got. So the case is much more matte. It's like a slightly rubberized finish, and even the cable for the joystick is different thickness, and the plastic is like different on it. But other than that, it's exactly the same as a regular zip stick with the yellow buttons and the auto fire option. So these two should be the same. But that one is in mint condition. The micro switches are very nice. However, only the fire button and turning left works. Now this particular zip stick is as loose as a casual sex arsehole in his 50s. Male or female, we're not prejudiced on this channel. I hate everyone, thank you. Just so you know. Oh no, you can see me in there. Hide behind the camera. Hurry up and decompose. Thank you. So it's an 8-way scrolling shmup, not schmuck. And what is the matter with you? He's looking for some sort of toy, I reckon. He's trying to tell me that he's lost his favourite toy. What is your favourite toy anyway? Already demolished the rubber straps from the Dell PSU. Oh yeah, I found my Dell laptops with the DVD burners and Nero burning on them. So what was I saying? Yeah, so so I worked out this game. I kept playing it and playing it, like, you know, infinite energy and all that stuff, and finally he is a bit cryptic. I don't know what the stupid backstory is to explain the you know, standard 8-way scrolling shoot 'em up kind of 8-bit gameplay. But anyway, so let's start off with the title page. Okay. Now this will affect my score because I can't remember if this is a racket game or just Hewson, because it just says Hewson here. It's 1987. So that would have been the last year pretty much, when I was, definitely the last full year I was buying C64 games. I don't know what the actual last game was, but last game before I packed up the C64, which lasted longer than the Atari ST being out of the box, I have to say, because I had an Amiga 1000 in 1987. That was Risk. So and there was a lot of meat on the bone with that game, Risk. Very, very challenging, very tough game. But all the so-called AAA 8-bit cartridge games, they're not easy. Obviously, I'm talking Famicom, NES. Sega Master System, that kind of thing. PC Engine is 16-bit, we've had this conversation. Now I'm just finishing my roll up, so it's not professional, I just said I'm doing the review properly. So so I actually know what you've got to do now, so we can actually review the game. And this is why trainer options are important. There should always be a kids level. Atari knew this. By 1980 they knew this. Their games had you know, special game selections, at least one, if they had the icon on the box, for the children. Right, so basically you've got to shoot shit and avoid shit, but this thing here is your energy. And you have to kind of make that go all the way to the top and go all the time pilot-y. Yeah, you'll know what I mean. Wow, this is really bright. Right, so you see those black holes there? So obviously hitting anything, well, in the case of a massive boulder, will destroy you. Which is why they tried so hard in Empire Strikes Back not to do that in the Millennium Falcon. Right, you can't touch these things. Right, okay. I wasn't going to get around to that, but it happened before I mentioned it. So you got to shoot these things that come out of here and collect the numbers. Okay. You can only sustain a certain amount of damage. It doesn't show you the damage, so that is a downside. You kind of have to guess that. But what you have to do is shoot them that come out these black holes, and not go into the. They look like spheres actually. So you have to collect the numbers, and the higher the number. Oh look, that brings me on nicely. Now when you've got enough of them, you can fly into the sun and go to the next level. That's basically what you've got to do with this game. It took me ages to work it out, because only these things generate those. Oh no! Generate those things you have to collect, and you'll get enough energy. Now that's basically what you got to do. Obviously, as we're doing reviews properly, I have to do this. Ah no, they should always have a space. And there's no rub. Okay, that's not nice. That's not nice. Madcommodore computing. Yeah, alright, whatever, mate. How did they get lowercase letters? So the whole thing is by John M. Phillips, according to the title page. Which could be wrong. You got to kind of, they're really tricky to get, and to not hit the you know, the black spheres. You can't really play it like Time Pilot. You have to sort of be very specific where you want to go, because it's instant death if you touch those things. And eventually you'll get enough damage. Now, I think there's these like blue sparkly things that sometimes turn up. They're like, you know, tinsel balls. So, oh man, that one's just way too... So it's just left and right to rotate your craft, and forward and backward will actually increase and decrease your speed. So I'm trying the cautious approach. And the cautious approach is not working. I'm not going to turn the cheats on. See, they still need a bit more experimentation, because if those clouds, if they did actually, you know, increase your whatever other kind of energy you need, that's not good. So you do get lives and energy, but it's quite a challenging game, and the reason for that is because it's the coding is very tight. It's a really nice bit of coding. So you got this light parallax star field as well, which is nice. They're too close to the black hole. There we go. So we just have to be careful really. It's random if they'll like knock out an energy particle or whatever, and where they do it as well is a bit... I'm not going anywhere near, so I'm avoiding the boulders. seems to be a lot of them coming out now. Oh, and you mustn't touch the sun as well. That's the other thing, right? Because if you ain't got enough energy, it's like Stargate Universe, isn't it? Destiny will go. This could be mini Destiny. Destiny's Child. No, it's not that kind of channel. I don't listen to shit like that. So you just got to kind of stay safe. Collect enough energy, fucking things. There seems to be a lot of these yellow things all of a sudden. Just got to... So there's a lot going on with this game, and it is, you know, it's... Well, no! See that, when it's doing that there, that is when you can go and fly into the sun. And then you go on to the next level. So this would have happened. Okay? And then you get a different level, and it's just, it is exactly the same gameplay. The graphics change, you get different enemies. I don't know if that's like taking energy away from you. I don't actually know. And really, to get the best out of games, you do need a real copy of the game with instructions, not just a real copy of the game. So I've got loads of, like, you know, clamshell cassette games that have got no instructions inside. So that was the blue thing I was talking about. There you go. It's like a blue tinsel ball. Yeah, those things are quite difficult to avoid. Ah, see, I don't know if that tops up that energy. So it's colourful. There's no music in game, but there's title music. Sound effects are perfectly adequate. It comes down to whether this was a full price game or not. I don't know actually. But whatever level you're on, yeah, see, I was just about to say it'll always be these black obsidian domes. So you now have enough ammunition to go and try this yourself from one of my reviews. Shock, horror, miracle, I know. And the graphics are nice. The title music is not bad. I quite like it. So how are we going to rate this game then? It's sort of like a simple game. It's from the earlier period of 8-bit gaming, even though it's 1987. You know, it's sort of like classic 1983 sort of 84 era arcades. Before 68000s were on the arcade motherboards, and it was just Z80s and 6502s and things like that. So if it's a budget game, that's no problem. If it's a full price game, but even so, there was stuff like Fire Track around this time as well. Yeah, I think the gameplay's fine. It's not going to be 10 out of 10 for gameplay. And, you know, it is basically the same thing on and on. I know that because it was, I think about level 7 when I worked out exactly what the hell was going on. I'm still not 100%. The graphics are really nice. Sprites and the backgrounds are nice. The scrolling, the parallax, all great stuff. All full screen. Sound effects are perfectly adequate, and the title music is not bad. It's even better when the cat's not sitting on the speaker. Trust me to have like 2 TVs or monitors with a speaker on the top. got a 1084D in this room and a 1084SD in the other room. I'll have to swap them round. But yeah, it's a pretty good game. If this was a budget game, I was like, yeah, brilliant. I would have loved it. As a full price game, if it was like early 1987, yeah, I'd be okay with it. I'd know in the back of my mind it's not as complicated as, you know, games like Risk, Wizardry, you know. But for what it is, it's sort of like the 8-way scrolling Time Pilot 84-ish version of Synapse, I guess. And it is by Hewson, so perfect review done by Madcommodore.